we've had so-called vaccine passports, and I don't know, maybe for as long as there have been vaccines, probably.
I remember as a kid going into a building I never had gone to because I needed to get a shot for school.
For school, exactly. Or for travel.
Right.
They literally did have vaccine passports.
Yeah.
It's not a made-up term. They existed. There are some countries you go to, you need to be vaccinated, the State Department says.
Yes.
But apparently, this is the first that John Bennett, the chairman of the Oklahoma Republican Party, here is a video that was this is not a hidden camera thing, incidentally. I want to tell you that first off. This is an official video released on the official Facebook page of the Oklahoma Republican Party. And here is the Oklahoma Republican chairman, John Bennett.
I'm John Bennett, and I'm the chairman of the Oklahoma Republican Party. You see, the Star of David, when they put that on the Jews, they weren't sending them directly to the gas chambers. They weren't sending them directly to the incendiary. This was leading up to that. They give them a star to put on them. They couldn't go to the grocery store. They couldn't go out in public. They couldn't do anything without having that star on their shirt. Take away the star and add a vaccine passport. So this is where we're at today. And I just wanted to let you all know we need to stand up and fight for our rights. It's not about sending out press releases. It's about action. And I don't know if you know this or not, but over 500 patriots were arrested from the January 6th incident at our U.S. Capitol. The federal government didn't have any problem going after a patriot that was carrying a Trump flag inside the U.S. Capitol building after he was let in by the Capitol.
How are those two thoughts connected?
Well, this is clipped, right? I mean,
this is clipped of...
Right, but this is a monologue.
Yeah, it's him just going off.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, how long was the original who clipped this tape? Do you know, Bradley? Let's hear a little bit more. Let it run a little bit more.
Inside the U.S. Capitol building after he was let in by the Capitol Police. They just sentenced him to 8 months in prison. If they ever succeed in taking away our liberties, imagine what they would do to us next. You might as well forget about the freedom we enjoy in our constitutional republic. Let's lock arms at the gates of freedom, and let's put freedom back on the offensive where it belongs. And Mr. Trump, President Trump, I know you're watching, and I want to thank you for exposing the swamp in Washington, D.C. It has given us the courage to do it.
Hold on, wait, freedom on the offensive? Now, look, just because he's chair of the Oklahoma Republican Party doesn't mean that his views reflect the Oklahoma Republican Party.
Right.
I'm sure that this guy is going to be forced to resign within days.
Yeah.
And I am sure...
not the real Republican Party.
I am sure the Republican Party is going to, if he doesn't resign, going to excommunicate him and disavow him. I'm sure the chair of the Republican Party... Who is the chair of the National Republican? Is it still Ronna, not Mitt Romney McDaniel?
Yeah.
I am sure she is going to denounce this guy for comparing the idea of proof of vaccination to the idea that you are forced to identify yourself if you're a Jew. I don't know if he realizes that, like, that yellow star ended up being a problem. Like, I guess it...
Well, he said it didn't eventually lead to the gas chambers. Where it didn't initially, but like...
Well, it didn't, but
right at the
it did
outset,
also initially, I mean, very shortly lead to you can't go into these places with your yellow star. I guess he's saying that everybody's going to get vaccinated. And we should also tell you, incidentally, that there was no situation where everyone in Germany would wear the yellow star. The point of it was not to have everybody on board with the yellow star. It was to exclude these
right,
people.
Exactly. It's the inverse of what he's talking about.
I guess what he's saying is that if everybody becomes vaccinated, then nobody will be allowed to go out.
No, it's the well, what? Yeah.
I mean, aside from the offensive part about equating getting a vaccination.
It's like a magnet to them to start talking about the Holocaust. They just can't help themselves.
They want to whitewash like the fact that it was a right-wing fascist movement and then co-opt it for their own ends.
So strange. It's also just doesn't make any sense. I mean, aside from it being offensive, it doesn't make any sense. Like what? What? All right,
folks,
we got time for
there's
one more
of what
I
you
am.
just saw
Well,
where
we-
that
I mean, one
came
more
from.
call, rather.
That's
Okay.
if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.